Children learning English as a foreign language need a lot of experiences with books that are on topics that are familiar to them, such as family or friendship, or on basic concepts such as shapes, colors, animals, transportation, things for which they already know the words in their native language but are learning those words in English. Books that come with audio are ideal for this so that children can hear the sounds of English and also have exposures to the way English sentences are structured and the pronunciation. Once children have some basic sight words and are beginning to learn the alphabet, for example, they know some of the sounds for the letters and also understand how English books are read, that they're read from left to right and top to bottom, that sentences are made up of words that are separated by spaces. Once they know these basic concepts, then they're ready to move into some very simple readers. And these readers are controlled for sight words and phonics skills and offer a really simple, gradual, step-by-step introduction to basic skills in English. I think children are first drawn to picture books, partly because of their great illustrations. And the illustrations really carry a lot of the storyline, so children can get a lot of information from the book through the little bit of English that they understand and also mostly through the pictures. Listening to these stories read aloud can teach them the music of the language, which is really important when learning English. So stories that have a lot of repetition or rhyme are particularly good. Children will pick up on common sounds, common patterns, and also begin to join in while you're reading, especially if it has repetition. But once they get that hook, once they start learning some basic words in English, children are going to be motivated to read on their own, and they will gravitate toward those reader series where they can actually handle the text that's in it because it's very controlled for the sight words they've learned and also the phonics skills that they're learning. And that in and of itself can be a tremendous motivator for them to continue reading and develop their skills so that one day they can go back and read some of those picture books which were a bit more complex on their own. When it comes to emergent readers, I think the best picture books are those with very simple storylines, nothing too complex. Those books that have a very close connection between the pictures and the words in the text, so that you can make those connections while you're reading. And also those texts that have the music of our language, such as those that contain rhyme or repetition. Children really enjoy joining in a text, so things that rhyme or have repeated words and phrases are really great for reading aloud to your child. But also bring in some of those picture books that focus on the alphabet. So an alphabet picture book or books that focus on basic concepts like shapes and colors and actions, animals, transportations, those words that your children know in their first language, then they can learn those words and will be eager to learn those words in English. So those books are also ideal first books for picture books for emergent readers. I wouldn't worry about your pronunciation when reading aloud to your child. The most important thing is that you bring those English books into the home and you interact with them with your child. If you feel less comfortable with your English pronunciation, then I recommend finding those books that have some audio support where children really get to hear fluent English and get some additional exposures to proper pronunciation in English. I recommend you make reading a fun part of each day. For example, select a time where you have the time to engage with books with your child, such as right before bedtime. That's a time that's very popular. The day is winding down. You can bring out a book that you particularly enjoy and want to share with your child, or reread a favorite book of your child. Also, just the act of reading with your child, sitting your child on your lap or sitting beside your child, holding that book and interacting with it is one way to get your child excited about reading, making it an important part of their day, their week, and really exhibiting to your child the love that you have of reading and the importance that you place on reading and learning to read in English in your home. Once your child sees that, they will be motivated to begin to tackle books on their own, and once their skills begin to develop, they will do that and try to search out those books that they can read on their own, and you can provide those very easy readers to help them so that you can read some to them each day and they can also read some on their own. And that's how you make it a really important, vital part of your day in your home.